Live from Appleton, it's APTV.
Welcome to APTV, episode 515 for Thursday, November 9th, 2023.
5:15. This week we have Banter, news, updates, an Ohio Pen Show recap, Brian's show and tell pens, some beautiful LAMY Studios, a contest winner, a new contest, of course, plus 2 new Decimo colors that are coming soon. Would you tell me a joke?
I would.
Nothing on earth would make me happier.
I bet. What? You just threw me off.
I know.
What kind of key do you use to get into a haunted house?
I don't know.
A spook key.
That's good.
That's good.
There you go. That's good, right?
That's good.
That's good. Today, Thursday, November 9th, is World Freedom Day, and this day commemorates the fall of the Berlin Wall, which was 1989. So
I remember that.
I do too.
I was a senior in high school.
Wow.
You were not.
I was not.
All right.
I was, I think I got married in 1989.
Anyway, I won't even go there.
Nope.
Saturday, November 11th, Veterans Day. The state honors military veterans, and it coincides with other holidays around the world that celebrate the end of World War I. Many thanks to all veterans out there for your service.
Sunday, November 12th is Diwali. Diwali is the Hindu festival of lights, which symbolizes the spiritual victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. Celebrations typically last 5 or 6 days.
Great.
I would celebrate that long.
We should.
For knowledge over ignorance.
That's what caught me the most, actually.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. We have...
Oh, I moved. Brian went to the Ohio Pen Show, and you have a lot of things to talk about.
I do, but first, we have a couple of vintage pens that are going to be up on the website this week.
Great.
So I thought I would go through these. And actually, these were, as you know, I repair most of the pens here.
Yes.
But recently, I've decided I'm not going to do them all. I'm not going to do them all. Mike Kennedy from Independence and Linda Kennedy have been doing some of the pens that I don't have time for or don't want to do. So Mike has been doing a lot of my Schaefer vac fillers. So now when I get them, I just give them to him and I get them back. So when I was in Ohio, this is where I'm coming back around here.
Unsupervised.
I received back a batch of freshly restored Schaefer vac fillers, and some of these are killer. And a few other pens. So these are all going to show up probably this week. So first off, not a Schaefer vac filler, but a really, really super cool pen. A Schaefer Snorkel all gold fill. This is actually a Greg model. And what do I mean by that? It actually has the Greg symbol on the section.
That's cool.
And a lot of times people who don't know what this symbol is, they see it and they look. The first time I saw one, I said, well, there's a scratch on the section. But it's actually the Greg symbol.
Oh, that's cool. In shorthand.
In shorthand, yes. Yeah, it's a shorthand. Designed for shorthand. So it's a, but all gold fill. Really, really nice. Very unusual. Nice pen.
Cool.
So got that one. Onto the Schaefer Vax. This one is lovely, lovely. I thought about actually keeping this one for myself.
What?
Green stripe with this stainless steel cap with the gold cap band. Very nice. Very large, fat nib. Beautiful. Really a stunner.
I love those conical nibs.
Yeah, and it has the white dot on the end. I love it when the white dot is in a different spot than.
That's weird.
How about a crest?
How about?
Black crest. I love crests. Gold fill caps. Again, big fat nib. We got a nice clear ink window. That's pretty cool.
And it's fun when somebody else does the work and we just get the pens back and we can put them up for you.
How about this one?
How about?
Brown stripe, wide cap band, and the transparency on this barrel is out of sight. Very, very, very clear transparency. Again, We've got this conical nib.
I love that giant cap band.
Yeah, it
That's
is super cool. Let's see what else. I have a couple more, but I'll just show this one here. Another green, this time more of the Craftsman style with the little cap band, but we have got a striped section to go along with it.
Is that ribbed?
It is ribbed, yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, and clear, nice. You can see the transparency through the pen. So we've got that. I also have this one. Is kind of nice. This set I've actually had for a long time. It's in the box. There were actually 3 pieces to this set at one point. I suppose there was probably a ballpoint or something, but this is brown striped crest, the fountain pen, and again, this is a vac filler, white dot on the end, conical nib,
cool,
and of course the matching
pencil.
Which just twists.
Fun.
Twists out, yeah, real
Okay.
nice. So, let's see. I also have.
Oh, we're not going to talk about those?
We are going to talk about those, but these are actually already up on the site. This is a really cool pen, and I've had this for a while, and I wasn't happy with how it was writing, so I gave it to Linda. Linda worked her magic. This is an Orion, and look at this. Look at this material. It's super cool. Jade. It's a lever filler. 14 karat nib. Now what's outstanding about this pen is that this is essentially, it's a super flexible nib. It goes from needlepoint to almost a 1.1 with very little pressure. So this is, if you're looking for a really nice flexible nib pen, this is it. It's very nice, very unusual, very uncommon. It's Danish in nature. So yeah, I knew you'd like that.
Awesome.
But cool clip. Everything about that pen is super cool. And lastly, I've got a nice user grade PFM 1 in black.
Love that nib.
Yeah. Nice big
Those
fat
inlaid nibs are cool.
snorkel filler. So we have that. Now, what I skipped over is when I was in Ohio, I picked up some jotters. And these are kind of fun, and I picked them up for no other reason that they made me smile when I saw them.
And isn't it Justin who doesn't have a collection
Justin
of jotters?
doesn't have a collection of jotters.
These are awesome
this.
colors. It's
Orange,
like a whole rainbow, like Skittles.
And some of these were made in the UK, some were made in France.
Can I play with the other ones?
Well, hang on. There's kind of a yellowish, neon yellow.
These are great, funky colors you don't normally see.
Yeah, kind of a teal, and I've got multiples of some of the colors. There you go. These next ones are all
Check
French.
that out. That is just a
blue.
great blue, bright neon green.
The green is great.
Then you've got
I've got a couple shades of pink, actually.
2 different shades of pink, bright pink and baby pink.
Like a rose.
And then this is like a bright neon coral.
Yeah.
Totally different colors than you normally find on the Parker Jotters.
So, super cool. Those will be up on the website hopefully Thursday or Friday. Why don't we mention
Little housekeeping.
and then we'll get into the show recap.
Yes, so keep in mind that when we offer vintage pens, these are one-offs. That means there's only one. Often we put them up as they are ready. So Brian repairs them, we take photos, Brian puts the listing up, photography group puts it up, and then we make it live. And so sometimes these things are live for days before we even talk about them, or they just quietly show up on the website. But we only have one. And so sometimes we'll feature things here and then they go live. So sometimes
People call.
And people
call
do
on Thursdays when the podcast is announced. Yes.
Or locals come in. But we only have one. And so if you're watching the podcast a couple days later and you see it and you want it, it very well may
could
have
be
been
gone.
sold.
Yeah. That Orion, I'm sure, will be gone by Friday. It's already up on the website.
We have changed the little banner that shows up on items that are out of stock, they all used to say coming soon. That was the only option. You could either say out of stock or coming soon or whatever for everything that currently wasn't available. We have changed that to call for availability. If it's a vintage pen, it means we don't have it.
It's sold out.
It means it's sold out. We're sorry if that bums you out because you missed it, but these are all a one-time thing, and some of them sit for a long time, but some of them do go really quickly. So that's just a little info to keep in mind. If you're thinking about something, I would call or I would just grab it because somebody else probably will.
Yeah, and so you can call on Thursdays when the podcast, if I show you a pen that you like and you're watching it on Thursday, you can call. And even though it's not on the website, we can sell it, which means it'll never show up. It'll never show up for the rest of the public. So, I went to Ohio last week.
You did unsupervised with a pocket full of cash.
You know, I was almost.
You actually came home with money.
I came home with money. I was almost in the car longer than I was in Ohio. Do you realize that? I wasn't in Ohio very long.
You were there all of Thursday, all of
not
Friday.
all of Thursday. I made it Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
I left early Thursday.
Yeah, it was
I got there
early.
Thursday afternoon, just in time for scouting the room around and some auction prep because the Thursday auction was that night, of course.
Which means drink before the auction, not during the auction?
Well, you know, I ran into our friends Tim and Mike, and Mike just kept handing me stuff
He'd
during
pull
the
them
auction.
from Rob Bader and then hand it to you? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, something like that. No,
Love you guys.
it was a fun auction. It was a little bit hard to hear. The room was kind of noisy.
You were in the back with the
I was in the I normally sit in the front.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But you're back with the cool kids.
I was back with the cool kids, apparently. I don't know how that happened, but so the auction was good. I won a couple pieces, including this one, which I am keeping for myself. And it was kind of funny because there was another person there who was looking. At the end, we were all sharing the spoils of war, as they say. And I said, well, this is the reason I bid on the lot. And she looked at it and she says, I don't understand why. It's not pretty at all. It's black. There's no trim to it.
That's because that's what you collect.
It's got a gold nib.
Whoa, at least it's got a nib.
It's got a nib. But this is a Parker Lucky Curve number 20, and it's an eyedropper. But it has a very special early feed with talking with our friend George. It's called the sponge feed, but it has the Lucky Curve still present. It's in really, really nice shape. Clear imprints. There's our Lucky Curve.
How is George?
George is good.
Great.
George is good. Nice early section. So this one's for me. And I did actually find an Esterbrook I don't own.
It's a pencil.
It is a pencil, yes. I don't own this. These are actually very hard to find.
It's teeny.
It is tiny. They actually made a size smaller than this, but this is kind of a standard small size. And early 1941, 42 era, 2-hole clip, dollar pen era, but in blue, little tiny pencil. So the price was right, as they say. So I added that to my collection. Let's see. I was there Friday all day. That was a busy day. Lots of buying, lots of shopping, and then Saturday morning, kind of up and went pretty early. Actually, I was kind of burnt out a little bit, but we got some good pens. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Really, really good buying. So we're gonna have some really, really cool stuff coming each week as I work through them. I will also say I did talk with a couple of people about bringing on a couple of new repair products that are going to be coming soon. So I won't say much about it yet because we haven't finalized the deal. But really, I'm pretty excited about these are top shelf products, best in class if you want to use that kind of buzzword.
That's fun. Cool.
So tools and things that you can use. So stay tuned for that.
So if you're brave enough to do the DIY, there will be some cool new things.
Really, really, really great. Really great stuff.
This kind of goes along with the call for availability. We may have 1 or 2 more of the Vanishing Point limited edition Kanrekis. We will know by the time that this airs, we may or may not have 1 or 2 more.
So stay tuned. Give us a call.
If you're interested, let us know.
Yep, or sign up for the Back in Stock notification.
Yes, absolutely.
It was also Fountain Pen Day.
It was Fountain Pen Day.
While I was gone.
While you were gone, Dave and I were very busy.
This is my pen for Fountain Pen Day.
Okay, great.
And that's my pencil for Fountain Pencil Day.
All right. We hope all of you had a good Fountain Pen Day. Whether or not you bought anything, I hope at least you used your pens. Yeah. Flushed them, put new ink in them, did something. Just use your pens.
Great.
What did one plate whisper to the other plate? Dinner is on me.
We've got a little spotlight.
We do. Let me move this.
This week. This is maybe one of my very favorite modern pens.
I don't think I knew that.
I love this pen. This is my favorite pen. So the LAMY Studio.
More than the Vanishing Point?
Well, this
Vanishing Points were great when we were at shows.
Vanishing Points are great pens, no doubt. But this for someone who's looking for a better than a LAMY Safari or a Pilot Metropolitan, I like the Studio a lot. I think the design is beautiful. I love the clip. I love how the cap posts on the fountain pen.
Yes.
The colors are a little bit more conservative, but that's okay. If you're a businessman and you don't need a fountain pen, you need a ballpoint or rollerball. It's a great pen, and they're really kind of in a nice mid price point.
Absolutely.
Not terribly expensive. The fountain pens are great. So we got a couple here. Dark brown.
Hard to see. Dark brown with a little
It's got a little sparkle to it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a sparkle to it.
It's very subdued. This is definitely not like glitter.
It's not flashy at all.
It's not.
Not flashy at all.
It's just enough to keep it from being boring.
Yeah.
Really great dark color, but it's not so dark that you wonder whether or not it's black or brown.
So that was a special edition. What was that? This last year's special edition color, I think.
I think so.
So eventually that one's going away.
Probably, yes.
So we got a couple other pens here. These are rollers and ballpoints. Of course, these all come in fountain pens. I like this one too. This is the Palladium. Happen to have this one here in the roller ball, but I love how the cap just securely snaps onto the back, and you can feel it.
I post my pens, and for me, any pen that catches the cap on the barrel is a winner because you know that is not going to be flying off.
Yeah, really, really a cool pen.
People are honking their horn. They love that so much.
This one in the fountain pen does come with a 14 karat gold nib. So the Palladium, really a nice, lovely, lovely color.
Kind of a champagne-y color.
Yeah, champagne. We got a couple of ballpoints here that need mention. Of course, the matte black, very classic. And this is a nice twist. So it's a nice kind of a chunk when it extends out.
Is that what that is? Chunk?
A chunk. That's a chunk. Not a chunk, but a chunk. A chunk is our cat. But,
there's definitely a stop to it. You feel it. Chunk.
Yeah. Thank you for that extra little bit. You've got that's the black, and then there's this one is the concrete gray, which is kind of a cool color. I really like
with
that.
A matte finish,
yep.
So it's not going to be slippery in your hand.
And then last but certainly not least, we've got the brushed stainless, which is kind of nice. It's not slippery. This one in the fountain pen is the only fountain pen
and the roller.
And the roller, the only modes in the Studio line that have a black section.
That is slightly rubberized.
It's not slippery. The rest of them have a silver section, yeah. So, well, I guess the Palladium has a color matched section, so it's not that way too. Also, these have, if you notice, the tops have a different symbol.
Oh, cool. I did not notice.
To let you know which one is which. So the fountain pen is smooth. The roller ball has a little dot, and then the ballpoint has a big circle.
Oh, look at that.
So if
you can
they're
see
in your pocket, if you've got two of them, or if you're in your case,
so clever.
you can identify which one is which from the top.
I never noticed that.
So there it is.
Live and learn.
So those are cool. They are. In fact, just yesterday, I sold two of these dark brown Studio fountain pens.
Great.
They're great. They're great pens.
Awesome. What else we got?
Next up, we have a product that has been out of stock forever, and not because we haven't reordered it, but because it's just not been available. But I like this pen too. This is a cool pen. This is the Cross Edge. So these just came back in stock at Cross.
And these remind you of what? The magic?
These remind me of, if you're familiar with the Victorian era, there was an item called the magic pencil, and the magic pencil was this.
Everybody knows what that is.
Well, it was literally just a few inches long, and you would pull on it,
right,
and it would expand. And when you pull on this, the pen expands, and then the refill comes out. And so these are roller balls. They use the standard Cross roller ball refill, but they're kind of pocket fun sized.
A little bit chunky. They definitely get fatter further up the barrel. It's more tapered down where you'd hold it. Black trim on all four of them.
Do that. Boom, done. Bam. The blue, I like the blue.
So there is the metallic blue.
Metallic blue.
The metallic green. This is the hazelnut.
Which I think is the most popular color.
Yes, it is. And then the matte black.
Matte black.
So
good
the four colors.
Good color choices.
All four have black trim. But yeah, it's really nice if you want a slightly bigger pen or you want a roller ball, but you don't want to mess with a cap. These are a capless roller ball, so that works.
Yep.
So just a few back in stock. They actually just kind of showed up, and
I was not expecting these at all.
No. So surprise.
I forgot I ordered them. So
how do you deal with a fear of speed bumps? You slowly get over it.
We had a contest from last week, and the question was, and this is a loaded question because for those of you who are unaware, it's always over 100.
Almost always. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
rare.
it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, and I had folks coming up to me on Friday, like Friday and Saturday, like, hey, you know, how many pens do you buy? Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You can't ask me.
So the contest was, how many pens do you think Brian bought at the Ohio Pen Show?
I think we're going to tell the number here in a bit.
We're going to get there.
We're going to get there.
So the Inky Hobbit says, I predict Brian will leave the show with 147 pens. Happy Thursday to all, and see y'all at the show.
Good guess, good guess. Notes from past Amy. I'm guessing Brian will bring back 176 pens simply because it's one of my favorite numbers. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
The Night Owl 001 says, I guess this is going to be a superlative show and that Brian is going to come home with 122 pens. Happy Fountain Pen
It was
Day.
a superlative show.
It's a great word.
It's a superlative word.
Oh my, let's not go overboard.
James Mad Chemiker says, I'll say 183 for the 296 pen cases plus one.
One for the pocket.
One for the pocket, yep.
Ed Riley, my guess, 147 pens.
Ooh, another 147.
Question for Brian. Why do many of the vintage pens have a small hole in the cap, but that doesn't seem to be true of modern pens? Doesn't the hole cause a nib to dry out?
No. Generally speaking, the hole is below the inner cap and the section so that it allows for when you unscrew the pen so that there's no suction so the pen doesn't leak ink into the cap. Why don't more modern pens have it? Good question. A lot of them are a little bit more airy anyway, but because of the clip. But most modern pens don't really have as significant of inner cap as the vintage pens do.
Okay.
So, Penny sees, well, after the hints given by Brian, I think he will buy 196 pens. Yeah, okay.
All right. Anna Ozonian says, I think Brian will buy 115 pens, and I can't wait to see all his treasures.
Okay. Christine Eden says 142. I was going to say 42. the answer to life, the universe, and everything, obviously. But after your commentary, I bumped it up to 142.
Keep going.
Hope you have fun at the show. Absolutely. It's my favorite pen show.
Harold Maringer says, hi, Brian and Lisa. Happy Fountain Pen Day. I'm guessing Brian will come home with 151 pens. Hope you have a fun time at the Ohio Pen Show.
That's pretty close.
And there is one on here that I have to mention because I responded to it and it terrified me. Johnny Montalvo said, all the pens. Brian is going to buy all the pens.
You know...
And that's like a fantasy nightmare. Like someday Brian's going to say, so-and-so was at the table and I just bought the whole table. Or
I've done that a couple times and it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I remember the first time I tried that. Well, how much for everything on the table? And the people freaked out. They were like, well, if we sell all the pens, then I can't go to the shows. Well, you're going to sell all the pens. So
isn't that the whole point?
They didn't sell me the table, but I have done that.
Yes.
I did that last year in Columbus and I bought like half of the table twice.
So Johnny, you terrified me.
Yeah, but that was just
so
one.
you know.
That was just two tables.
Yeah.
So the correct answer, I brought home 158 pens, and actually a solid third of that happened in the final 2 hours on Saturday morning before I left. I literally bought like 6 bags of pens for. It was ridiculous. It was too good to pass up. And there were 50 pens in those bags. No one guessed exactly 158. However, we did have 2 people guess 157. One person guessed 159. So we put those 3 names into a hat to pull a random winner.
And the winner is Glenn Craig. His comment is, love the show, guys. I think Brian will buy 159 pens.
So he did actually go over, but that's close. That's close enough. And I will say, again, I'll be restoring these pens shortly. A lot of really nice snorkels, some vacuumatics, 51s, there's a VP, there's a VS.
I mean, you need a funky jotter.
There are a couple of nice penols. You can have a jotter.
I know, they're cool.
An oversized penol was really great. So, and some really cool non-standard stuff. I try to find stuff that's interesting these days. I actually only bought 2 Esterbrookes the entire time I was there. And one was this little pencil.
Cool. Glenn, write to Eric at andersonpens.com and he will take care of the $20 store credit to your account.
All right, we got a new contest or survey with Thanksgiving on the horizon. Should pumpkin pie be served with or without whipped cream or something else? Ooh.
Ice cream.
Well, yeah, but ice cream's a given, isn't it? I say if you don't have whipped cream, you're selling yourself short. Let us know in the comments section. One commenter will be chosen at random to win a $20 credit on his or her Anderson Pens account.
And what do you prefer on your pumpkin pie?
I prefer enough whipped cream so you can't see the pie, and then 2 scoops of ice cream on the side.
Okay. Good to know. The Pilot Vanishing Point, they have added, in the Decimo, they have added 2 new colors to the lineup.
These aren't actually new, though.
They're not.
They're not new. It's like they...
New to the U.S.?
They're new to the U.S. I mean, they've had these before.
I have one.
Yeah, I know you do.
I have a ballpoint.
Yeah, and I have a ballpoint. So they're new to the U.S. Let's just say that. I don't know if they discontinued them in Japan or they just had them in Japan, but...
Maybe they've allowed us to have them now in the U.S.
They've graced us with their presence.
So the new colors for the Decimo are white, which is kind of a shimmery, pearly white, and the dark gray. And so it's your standard Decimo. They're available in extra fine, medium, with your standard clip at the top that keeps it standing upright in your pocket. Same as all the other Decimos. Great pen, and
I don't own a Decimo.
Oh, that's.
But
they're my favorite.
I have the dark gray in a ballpoint, which is they don't make that. They definitely don't make that anymore. It is stupid cool ballpoint.
Yeah,
it is stupid cool. I love it.
Can I quote you on that?
Yes, it's stupid cool. Okay. It's a cool ballpoint because you have it in your pocket. Oh, cool! Can I see your vanishing point? Absolutely, and it's
safe to give to somebody.
Safe to give somebody.
Absolutely.
It's a nice. But yeah. Maybe I need a dark gray in my life. So Anyway, you got anything else this week?
No.
Great.
Maybe.
Maybe?
No.
Thanks for joining us. Tune in next week for more talk about pens, ink, and paper.
Check us out on social media as Anderson Pens, and please like this video, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel.
See you next week.
Bye.